Oh, gotta be Mr. Sink. Honey, I'm home. Hello? Hey, what's that noise? Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Dave. And I'm Mr. Sink. And welcome to the Mr. Sink Show, where we show you how to improve your home.
On today's show, father and son plumbers, Emilio and Joe, show us how to install a new vanity unit. Dave and Glenn teach us all about crowbars. And Mr. Sink and I show you how to choose the perfect kitchen sink.
Well, let's get started.
Okay, well we're here, we're actually on site and it's a vacant spot here at the moment, but what was there was a vanity unit which got destroyed by water damage and had to be quickly removed for safety reasons. So it's been removed, so now we need to replace it. You can actually see all the water damage on the wall there that's happened there. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the vanity unit and we're going to put a new tap set and get this bathroom operational again.
So do we need to take some sizes of...
Yes, we do. We need to measure what we can fit across.
This looks like a bit of a small area here, so a normal vanity unit probably wouldn't fit in there.
Okay, well we'll measure it. And, okay, yep. So the actual size that we've got here is not an actual normal size, but what we'll do is we'll go shopping. We'll have a look what we can fit, and yeah.
Alright, so let's go shopping, eh?
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, mate. What's your name? Larry.
Yes.
Hey, Larry. Mr. Sink.
How you doing, Larry?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Singh.
We're after a vanity.
Cool. Well, you come to the right place. Follow me. Do you guys know what size you're after?
What size we're after? Okay, well it's got to be under 850,
Okay.
and it's got to. We want a little bit bigger than 600. What have you got?
Okay. Well, in terms of standard sizing, to work with in that, you're going to need one which is 750 in length.
Okay, can you show me?
Yeah.
It has to be so wide. Okay, well this one will work. What else have you got in that size?
Yeah, I've also got this one here. The design of the cabinet's different. And
I think this one here, the customer won't like it.
Okay.
Because the customer actually told me that they didn't want handles. They want something plain.
Okay.
So this way here, they can have it as just as a normal pulling action like that. Or if they wanted to put their own handles on there, they can do that as well. So maybe that one there, I don't think she'll like it.
they want a nice, clean, slim look.
Yeah.
You know what? The first one we looked at was perfect.
Yeah, I think that one needs the way to go.
Now, the next thing I need to ask, with the way you've designed the bathroom, do the drawers need to be on the left or the right?
That's actually a very good point. Okay, the plumbing is actually towards the right of the vanity unit, so we're going to need the drawers to be on the left-hand side. Is that available with the drawers on the left-hand side?
No problems, I can certainly arrange one for you.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, I reckon
So that one
this one is spot on.
Now, this is the range of our basin mixers here.
Okay, so any one of these can fit on there.
That's right.
No.
They don't want something swivel?
No, not swivel. They don't want anything squarish because it's the bathroom is just an old style. So just something simple and plain.
Something contemporary, however, not too contemporary.
I think look, they don't want to spend a lot on it.
Yep.
And they just want something plain and simple. So I'm thinking, yeah, that one there looks like a good one.
I like that one. Get us one of those.
So yeah, we'll also include a pop-up waste for you guys.
Okay. What's a pop-up waste? Ah, it pops up and down.
Yeah, so it's an improvement from your standard two-piece waste where you can lose the other half and you can't block off your basin anymore.
Cool. One of these too.
Okay, so we've got everything we need. We've got vanity, the waste, and the mixer. That's all, isn't it? So we can go back to site. The plumbers are waiting for us over there. So thanks, Larry. We'll see you again next
Glad
time.
to help.
Thanks, Larry. See you next time.
See you, Mr. Sink.
And Rob.
Hi again, with Glenn from Tullamore Highway.
Hi, mate.
Glenn, hi mate.
Good Dave. Good to
I'm
see
loving
you
this,
again.
mate. I'm loving
Yeah,
this.
mate.
What do we have today?
We've got a Jimmy bars and crow bars we can talk about
Oh,
today.
Jimmy bars. You mean? Is it what I mean? You Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy.
not we're not what I mean breaking cars and that sort of stuff, but.
Well, no.
Oh,
Of course not.
So
yeah.
what are the differences and the purposes for these ones here?
Well, if say you got a small job, you just want to get a bit of lever a bit of timber apart. It's been nailed
Okay.
together. You want to pull it apart.
Like maybe old timber or something, that sort of stuff.
You're pulling
Okay.
down a wall or something. Yeah, you can just lever it apart with this thinner part. You want a bit more leverage.
Yeah.
Get that end in there. You can lever off the back there.
Now I notice there's a little slit there. Is that maybe what take nails out
Yeah,
and
you
that
can,
sort of
yes,
stuff?
exactly. That's
Okay.
for pulling nails out. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's more your smaller purpose.
Smaller jobs. Yeah.
Yep. And that's probably what for your bigger ones.
Bigger jobs. Yeah. Bigger, more leverage.
So your bigger heists.
Exactly. Yeah. Gotta get that safe open.
So, but like basically, like that's for bigger stuff like steel or that sort
Yeah.
of stuff as well.
Exactly.
Whereas, so that's more timber and more steel,
Yeah.
which you can still use both.
Oh, yeah, still, yeah, just bigger timber jobs as well. You want to get
Okay.
a bigger beam apart or something. Yeah.
No, fair enough. So now, what about this one here? What will be more of a purpose on this one? Here?
Well, this one is a lot narrower and thinner. So you want to take an architrave off.
Yep.
But you don't want to damage the wall. Just get that in there, give it a bit of a whack with a hammer.
Yep.
Leave that with the wider area rather than the thinner area. It won't do as much damage.
Okay, got you
Yeah.
now, got you now.
So-
So like not just architraves, even like door jams and that
Yeah,
sort of stuff.
all that sort of
sit
thing.
away.
Yeah, and you can also pull nails out as well. It's got one there,
And what about that?
here. Yeah, if say you've got a nail in there, just whack it over the nail, pull that, and it gives you.
Oh,
a
so
bit of
it's
leverage.
more those nails a bit more of a pain, is what
That's
you're saying.
right, yeah.
Ah, I got
It's
you now.
harder to
I
get
got
out.
you now.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing
Yeah.
something over your shoulder again.
Yeah,
You're
well,
always
for,
surprising with this sort of stuff.
For a tool like you need
here we
a real big crowbar, mate.
A big crowbar.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, I'm no tool,
Oh, well,
but I see one. I know one when I see one. Right?
that's right, yeah, exactly.
But so, what's the purpose of this?
Well, digging out roots, digging holes in hard ground.
Oh,
You
okay.
need something like
So
that.
roots as well. So look, maybe like tree stumps, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
chop off a root. It's got a sharp end on it.
Okay, well,
Lift
yeah,
it.
we'll
Yep.
just show you guys that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll
So,
chop
so the
through the root.
basic, how would you basically just drop? Would it just you just drop it into
Yeah,
the
sort
ground?
of throw it at the root. Throw it and let it go.
So a bit more like a javelin, but to the ground sort of
Yes,
thing. Okay.
exactly.
So tree roots, stumps.
Yep, stumps, just digging holes for fence posts.
Okay.
And-
Well, the way you're talking to me lately, maybe I can break this over your head, mate.
Oh, that's fine. I've got a hard head though, Dave.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Glenn, thanks again.
No worries, Dave.
Well, crowbars and pinch bars. Let's just call them crowbars. What a tool.
It's a tool.
Okay, well, we've arrived here on site to install a new vanity unit, and to do the job, we have the guys here from Eagle Plumbing, father and son team. Emilio, welcome,
G'day.
and Joe,
G'day.
welcome.
How are you? G'day, guys. G'day, mate. How are you? G'day.
Okay, so we need to replace a vanity unit. Can you show us how it's done?
We sure can. By all means.
Okay,
Um,
let's go.
we go in.
Okay, Joe. Inside here, what's happened is that there's been an old vanity unit. It got destroyed by water damage. So we're going to have to replace it. So I've actually measured it. I've organised a new vanity unit, but we have a little bit of a problem. The vanity unit only comes up to here, so that means we're going to have to tile in there. You guys can tile as well?
Yes.
Awesome.
We can do
So-
the tiling and the installation.
Cool. So here's the job. Show us how it's done.
Let's get it done then.
Cool. Is there an important thing that we must do here now?
Clean behind.
Just.
Do we need to turn the water off?
Yeah, we need to turn we need to go and isolate the water, and we need to clean up at the back there. Just
Okay, cool.
It's common practice to clean at the back.
Show us how you turn off the water supply.
Yep, no worries. We isolate the water here. We just shut it off.
So we're turning the water supply off.
Yep.
So how do we make sure it's empty? We just open up a tap?
Yeah,
or
we
something?
should always open up a tap.
Release pressure on hot and cold water.
Just to make sure it's off
Yep.
properly?
The bath is always a good spot because it's the lowest point in the house if you've got a bath. And these taps are back to front. But we can fix that later on too.
Taking some shape here.
Yeah, start taking shape.
Ah, cool. So what's the next step here?
Well, the taps
Ah, okay.
tap on, and
Are we going to do the
Actually,
tiles
make-
after? Are we?
no, I can put the tiles now.
Mm-hmm.
That way it gives me a chance not to cut at the back there.
Ah, okay.
So I can put a one tile and a full tile or a half. That way I'll make a better finish. And then we're fitting that.
Ah, cool. Okay, as you can see, he's lined up the holes with the plumbing, so everything is ready to go in.
Exactly.
Okay, what's the next step?
Well, next step we're fitting in. We
The tiler's come and done his little part.
filling
and
the tiles.
he's gonna come back and regroup.
We're not going to tile at the back because the vanity will cover it all.
Ah, okay, cool.
And at the same time, we didn't quote for that. Right?
Okay,
And
cool.
we're ready to go.
All right, cool. Let's go. Oh, fits in like a glove.
Right, back a bit.
What's that called? Silicon.
Silicon.
You look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So, what does that actually do?
This is to hold the top down to the cabinet.
Just a question, an old school question.
Yeah.
Now, silicon's only been around, what, 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
What would you have used years ago to seal stuff?
Well, before that, the marble tops, they were very rarely used. They were drop-in basins where we used to use putty.
Parting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What about like for roofs and stuff like that? Because I use a lot of silicon on roofs and
Well,
stuff. Again?
there used to be another compound, two mixes. You mix it together and put it in.
It used to be lead flashing as well. The old welded, the lead,
Yeah.
which back at school I used to learn that, but the new generation plumbers don't learn it at school anymore.
They use this
The
stuff
old,
here.
the old lead flashing, lead welding,
But I mean,
which is really
Before the silicon came out, there was no cabinet as such. Everything was made
good. Most of it was drop in.
in place.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
but
drop in into timber.
Everything was made in place. Cabinet with the old timber and the cabinet maker
So before
was
silicon
actually
came out,
constructing the cabinet at the property, whether it was basing or.
is that when plumbers were plumbers?
Well, we're still plumbers now.
They're just different.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
I got the top has been pre-plumbed. So, here guys.
That's it. Basing in position. Tap, 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 tap. And it's done.
This is what you call a footprint.
That's a footprint.
It looks nothing like a foot. So why do they call it a footprint?
I've got no idea. Probably that's the best one to
How
ask.
short do you want?
This is called a footprint.
Yep.
Why do they call it a footprint? It looks nothing like a foot. Why is it funny?
The original one is about a foot long,
Ah,
right? And this is the second version.
okay.
The very original, they're about a foot long.
And that's why they call it a footprint.
That's right, yes.
Ah, okay. You actually did your apprenticeship in Italy, is that true?
I did my apprenticeship in Italy as well as in Australia.
You done the apprenticeship twice,
Yes,
so you qualified here and in Italy.
and there, yes.
Wow, very qualified plumber here.
That's what people say now.
So now we're doing the finishing touches, which
Yeah,
is
exactly.
the trap.
I'm putting the trap on and completing the waist. I already prefabricated the waist just prior.
Okay.
But what it is just two 90-degree bends, one with an inspection opening, which it's always handy if ever there's a blockage, we can just
Okay,
get
so-
through it. Yeah,
So that
exactly.
comes off and you can inspect. Oh, right, yeah.
So every hole's a go.
Every hole's a goal. Okay.
That's a P-trap. Anyway, there's two types of traps. There's a P-trap, there's an S-trap.
Okay, what's the difference?
Well, that's shaped as a P.
Oh, yeah, there you go. P.
P for peanut. Yeah, so that's a P. An S-trap is pretty much the same, except it just comes with another bend coming down.
So, explain, why is it called a trap?
Well, it's called a trap to make a water seal, so no foul smell comes back through.
So it traps water?
Yeah, exactly. So from this point to there, it's full of water, so it becomes like an air seal, so no bad odour from the sewage or from the main sewer backflow through. I've seen a lot of jobs where people do it themselves, and they shouldn't, but they go direct, and there's a foul smell throughout the house, and it can create, especially for young ones.
And this is why it really is important that you do use a licensed plumber.
That's correct. And I don't know if you noticed, Dad's wearing a good old PIC hat, which is the Plumbing Industry Commission. We'll pop that out later.
Right, so now the most important bit, the water test.
The water test, yep.
The leak test.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the thing?
Well, this is the important part, because this is where there can be damage. If it's overlooked or it's not, done properly.
Mm-hmm.
So what we normally do is we normally loosen this up and take off the strainer.
Okay. Why do we do that?
Because there's a build-up of debris and rubbish inside the pipework, especially because this has been shut off for a while. There might be some galvanised caps there or stuff like that, so there might be a bit of debris in there. Alright, now, because the water's been off, there might be a bit of air in the line, it might just splash. So we like to do it nice and slow. See that bit of splash there?
So that's farting.
It is.
So that's air because
That's
the water.
air inside the line, exactly. So that's it. That's enough to get that bit of to flush out the line a little bit. So there's no leaks on that. There's no leaks on that.
Oh, beautiful.
One thing we should always check is that hot's on hot and cold is on cold. So,
you don't want to put it on backwards,
no,
right?
no. Otherwise we get a call back and have an upset customer.
So that's another job done well. Thanks to the guys over here. Vanity looks great. What do you think?
The guy showed us how really easy it is to do, and also how important it is to use licensed plumbers. We've got the old school, the young school plumber. Thank you, Emilio.
Thanks, Mr. Sink, for having us a go.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Sink.
And we'll see you in our next job. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks for being my apprentice too.
Oh yeah. Do I get a pay rise?
Next one. Next one.
Okay, so we get a lot of people asking, what is the difference between all these sinks? Different shapes, different sizes, different colours. You get a matte finish, polished finish, different size bowls, sinks that come with accessories, sinks that don't, different thicknesses. Can we please educate our viewers and tell them what is the difference between all these sinks?
Sinks. I think that a sink is just a sink. But there's many things to think about when you are buying a sink.
That's too confusing. That's too confusing.
Well, it doesn't have to be confusing. I think it can be very easy. Now, what I think a sink should look like is whatever you decide your best lifestyle is. So, let me think.
Sink.
Yes. Mr. Sink is thinking. Okay, we have a double bowl, double drainer sink. Perfect for large families, large kitchens.
Okay.
Or if you've got like a small little apartment, maybe something like that, a little small bowl. These are actually beautiful for little caravans. Mm-hmm. Or like a middle-sized sink, like something like this, where you've got double bowl and one drainer.
Okay, so let's get this right. So you're saying that you can have different configurations of bowls, like you can have, say, a double bowl like this one here with one drainer, or the same thing but with two drainers, so two bowls and two drainers.
Now you're sinking.
I'm sinking straight. Okay.
Cool.
So so this one and this one, they're very similar, but that's got bigger bowls than that one. So if you're after a big bowl, you'd go for that one instead of that one. Is that right?
Yeah. Big sink, little sink.
Okay.
Me sink, we get the sink for you that you need.
Okay, now we're sinking. Okay.
Cool.
So there's also things like round bowl. So if you want something a little more artistic, so something round.
Yep.
So you've got, say, a double bowl one, then you've got
Yeah.
a single bowl one, and then you get one, just a bowl by itself. So, okay. So if I just want something basic, plain Jane, what do I get? So something along the lines of these ones here, what do I do?
Look, again, like you got different shapes, like different shaped drainers. It's still a sink.
Okay.
Single bowl.
Okay, so I've noticed this one here's got this thing in it. So with all of these sinks here,
Yep.
I think you can get accessories for them. So obviously that's a colander, and that'll fit inside the little bowl there. So what would you do with that?
Well, you can cook spaghetti, and you can
Strain it? Yep, okay.
And then the beautiful thing is, it fits into your sink like that.
Okay, so then what would you use that for then?
Well, I could use that to do this, or I can use it to put on here, like that. Or I can put it on the end of the sink, and it makes a double drainer, and it can actually be packed away. I know some people who like to hide their dirty dishes and just go like that and hide their dirty dishes underneath. Many things you can do.
And what would you use this for? What would that be used for then? I know it's a chopping board, but why a chopping board with a sink?
Ah, see, now you're not sinking.
Okay, I'm not sinking.
Look, that fits on the bowl. Oops,
Ah,
that slipped
I
over
get
there,
it,
but
yep.
Like, it sits on the bowl like that, and you can chop away.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you can still use it for doing that too.
All right, cool.
I think I broke it.
Okay, so all right, now we've gone with the standard looking sinks.
Yeah.
What about something on the lines of this? I mean, this is a granite bench or a stone bench. This is undermount, is that what you call it? Undermount.
That's called an undermount sink. And it's becoming a very, very popular thing nowadays. It's, instead of traditionally being mounted on top of the bench top, it's been mounted below. And
Okay.
gives a whole different look to the kitchen.
I notice straight away it's a different sort of a colour. This is a matte finish, that's a polished finish. Why the difference in colour? What is it?
It's the grade of the steel. The grade and the mix of chromium and nickel inside the stainless steel.
Okay.
Nowadays, people are wanting to go a bit more of a matte finish, so something like that. Some of the old traditional kitchens are still made with a shiny finish. Again, it all depends on what you think is a good sink.
So I've also noticed these ones here, when you knock them, in comparison to knocking one of these ones here, there must be a difference in quality.
Yeah, I think so too.
What is it? I mean, are these thicker? Are they thinner? What is it? What's the difference between them?
Some are thicker than others. You're right.
Not as
You've
thick
been
as some.
thinking really good. Okay. Yeah, that's all it is. It's made out of a thicker grade steel.
Okay.
I mean, when you're looking for a kitchen sink, if you go see your retailer, they should be able to tell you all this information. Otherwise, just search online. The Mr. Sink website is a good one to start with. Yeah.
Okay, another thing I have noticed is these bowls are quite large and are more squared out than, say, something like this one here. So again, what's the difference between them?
It's just the way it's been made. This sink has been pressed and been mass produced. Whereas
okay.
the squarer shaped sinks, they've actually been handmade and they're actually welded by hand. That's part of the reason why they're a lot more expensive than the others.
But you're getting a better bang for your buck for these things here because you get a lot more steel than what you would with that one there. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's handmade. So being handmade, you would imagine that the quality would be a little bit better.
Okay. Well, that's good. It's a good insight on sinks.
There's a lot more to sinks than you think.
Than you sink.
Very good, thank you. A lot more to sinks than you sink.
Now we're sinking straight.
Yes, and we're in sync.
We're in sync. That's enough. For more information about anything you've seen in this episode, or to contact us with your tips and ideas, visit mrsinktv.com.au or follow us on Facebook at The Mr. Sink Show.
And we really hope you enjoyed today's show, and we'll see you next time. Okay, well, we've actually...
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Come on.
All right, let's grab one of those then.
We want one of those.
Easy.
Okay.
Can we tell the viewers what makes a difference between all these sinks?
I think that sinks are all about sinks, and I got no idea what I'm saying.
Okay, we got a lot of.
We generally use toilet paper to wipe our fingers. You need some?
I normally use toilet paper to wipe other parts of my body.
Not your finger.
No, not my finger.